Check, check. Okay. So if I switch to that. Yeah, but that's how I get the microphone. So it's some Wirecast settings. And then I switch back. Microphone's still working. Check 1, 2. There we go. So I got microphone audio and. Yep. Yeah, about a minute. Okay. Yeah, it should switch over now. Cool. And then it's weird with Wirecast, but I can go change the source to HD Video 1, kick it, and we should have a transition in about a minute for desktop picture. Do some audio so that you know that's working after it switches. Under a speaker. Check 1, 2. Just saw the flip over.
conversation to have. And you just sit down with Derek, and you just had to have a heart-to-heart, man-to-man conversation with him that we are moving in another direction. And for Derek, all you do is you say, to me, a lot of times in these kind of situations, you actually do say less. You let him talk if he wants to talk a little bit. You talk about how tough a decision is, because you do realize it is a tough decision. And then you have to make, what you think's in the best interest of the franchise. And that's the role of the general manager. And as tough as you're put in those spots, there's sympathy to be there, but sometimes saying less actually helps the situation a little bit better.
And some of these are entrenched not just within the franchise, but the community. Derek Brooks is such a part of the community in Tampa. And that is the case with a lot of these players. But the fact of the matter is, at this time of the year, it comes down, once again, to being a business. And teams have to make these decisions. And there are other players out there that they want to allocate their cap space and dollars to. And to do that, sometimes you got to make some very difficult decisions like these.
Can you just touch on Troy Polamalu? You guys heard maybe there's any possibility that he may choose retirement?
That wouldn't surprise me. Look, that's come up in the past, but he has always been such a warrior and somebody who loves to play the game so much that at some point he's going to have to recognize that it's time to walk away. Maybe it's this time, but again, he's been a tremendous player in Pittsburgh for an awfully long time.
I had another one with that. I'm afraid I was part of two of them. But with Rondé Barber, he played all the way through until he decided to retire. So I've seen it from both perspectives. Rondé got to play all the way through, and then he came in and said, look, I think I'm done. I'm going to move on and retire.
I thought you were going to say Mike Allstott. There's another one.
Well, I didn't have to do that one, thankfully. If I had that one, I don't know where I'd live, but it probably wouldn't be Tampa anymore if I had all three. But Rondé's ended very classic and classy, and that was really good. And I think I learned a lot from that, and it was a good way to let a veteran decide when.
We understand all of this. It's part of the business, but we also can't lose sight that families are attached to these decisions, too. And this, just like it's a tough time of the year.
Yep.
Right?
It's very hard.
Right. Up next, who will be in the Sioux sweepstakes, plus the latest draft buzz on the top free agents. Who could be signing where? The spending spree begins 1 week from today.
The last goal doesn't matter. The last victory, already forgotten. Yesterday is gone, lost in the record books. But today is up for grabs. Unpredictable, unwritten, undecided. Now is ours. Do something and be remembered, or do nothing and be forgotten. No one owns today. Take it.
No timeouts. 4th and 1. 35 seconds. And the ball game's going to come down to this.
Now, no matter where you live, you can enjoy high-speed internet with HughesNet Gen 4, America's #1 choice for satellite internet.
My old connection just wasn't cutting it. Now I finally have high-speed internet that works where I live.
Now getting homework done is easier than ever.
Now my internet is so much faster. So is my bike.
HughesNet Gen 4 is faster and better than ever. Enjoy more of what you love to do. Call 1-800-426-3861.
Now I can stay close to my grandson, even from here.
Now I don't have to drive 100 miles to find shoes like these.
With HughesNet, you can live where you love and enjoy faster surfing, downloading, shopping, videos, music, and more. Don't waste another minute on a slow internet connection. Get free standard installation for a limited time. Call 1-800-426-3861.
Riders, this year's free agent class began to take shape yesterday as 5 players got the franchise tag. Included Des Bryant, the leading touchdown receiver last season. Stephen Gostkowski, the Pats' all-time leading scorer, the NFL sack leader, Justin Houston, Jason Pierre-Paul, who led the Giants in sacks last year, and Peyton Manning's go-to receiver, Demaryius Thomas. So with those pieces in place, we go up close and personnel with the best available free agents that, according to our GM, Mark Dominic, and Adam, will add some buzz. All right, so we're going to rank number 6.
Yeah, I love this list. And you look at the ages of these players and where they're headed, and you got everything. You've got trenches, you've got a perimeter. But the number 6 guy for me is Byron Maxwell, the corner for the Seattle Seahawks. I think he's the best corner by far in free agency. I think he's going to do really well.
And what's interesting here is he's changing agents. He fired his old agent, Jason Shea, going to go with a new agent. That's raised some eyebrows with a couple of GMs that I've spoken to, wondering why a player would make a decision this close to free agency. Interesting decision.
Yeah, I know John Schneider. I'm sure the Seahawks would like to keep him, but
That's going to be tough.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think so too. All right, number 5, we're going to go with DeMarco Murray from the Cowboys. With Murray, what I like about him is I like the fact that he is by far the most versatile running back that's available via free agency. He can play everything. He can play first through third down. He catches the ball. He's been durable this year, which is important, and I think he's the hottest back, so I still have him in the top 5, top 6 of all backs.
Look, there are some teams in the NFC West that could use some running backs. The Cardinals, the 49ers, depending on Frank Gore in free agency, and the Seahawks, depending on whether Marshawn Lynch comes back. But I still think in a perfect world, DeMarco Murray would like to stay with the Dallas Cowboys, no state tax in the state of Texas, and if Jerry Jones can give him the guaranteed money he's looking for, I don't believe he's going anywhere.
Number 4 is Devin McCourty. That's the guy I like. The New England Patriots had to make a tough decision here, right? And they had to decide whether or not to tag him or not. They're going to let him hit the market, I think. He's a great player, awesome off the field, leader on the football team, and really an elite safety right now that he can cover.
Not a lot of great safeties available in free agency. Wouldn't be a surprise here if both New York teams, amongst a handful of other teams, took a run at Devin McCourty. He will generate a lot of interest out there.
Number 3.
Number 3, I'm going to Thomas, the quarterback's best friend. And I know that Peyton Manning's done a lot with Julius Thomas, but I think Julius Thomas has become a heck of a tight end in the National Football League, and I think he's going to be heavily pursued by a lot of teams. He's very popular to me.
The buzz is a Jimmy Graham type contract, $8.5 to $10 million a year. We know a lot of teams need tight ends. The Seahawks tried to trade for him during the year. At one point, that wasn't going to happen, and now it's a situation where there are other teams that need tight ends, like the Cleveland Browns, who could lose Jordan Cameron.
There you go.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Randall Cobb, and look at that age. He's only 25 years old and one of the best young receivers in the National Football League. Who a lot of people just think he's a slot guy, but he can play outside as well. I think he can do everything. He can even return all the phases. I love this player. I'm sure the Packers like
check one.
Because I think a lot of people love him like that.
And I think when you look at the Oakland Raiders, you start there because they have the cap space, they have the need. Randall Cobb would be appealing, and we've seen them go and sign James Jones, Packers wide receivers before. Wouldn't be a surprise if they made a run at Randall Cobb now.
Manager, Reggie McKenzie, came from
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Connect the dots. All right, number 1.
Okay, it's
the only bad part.
Oh yeah, that guy. Just Sue. That's it. And he's by far. I mean, let's be honest. This is the fun of free agency, and I'm curious to see in the next 7 days how this is going to play out. But I think Sue's going to come off the board and be one of those day one signs. Might be 401. Adam Schefter may break that one.
Well, it will be a day one. I would expect it will not be Detroit, despite the fact that the Lions want to bring him back, will try to bring him back. Look, once you don't tag him, he's not coming back to Detroit.
That's the way I feel, too. I think he's leaving. Somebody's big gain in free agency.
And did you say Adam may break that? We have 3 hours pretty much devoted to Adam today. It's 4 p.m.
And
Eastern.
Mark, and you, and everybody.
1 week from today, from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, this year's free agent class looking a bit meatier than last year's. Jairus Byrd and Brandon Albert netted the biggest free agent contracts in terms of guaranteed money last year, but both suffered season-ending injuries. DeMarcus Ware and Vontae Davis were also among the highest paid at $20 million, which could be about 1/3 of the guaranteed money Ndamukong and Suh could see. On DeMarco Murray, but we'll revisit the subject with Ed Werder in Dallas. More on the All-Pro running back and what could sway him to remain a Cowboy. As we get set for NFL Live, Trey Wingo with the guys. It's a lot of teams represented, but no Cowboys.
No, Susie, but that may change. You never know. Coming up on NFL Live, we'll delve more into the Jameis Winston situation, and we're going to find out just how persuasive these 3 men to my left will be. What if they had to write a letter to convince someone to go to their team? I don't have any faith in any of you. I just want you to know that. We're setting the bar very low. NFL Live coming up next after the Insiders.
I love walk into that clubhouse.
The aura of it is just something that's very, very special.
Now that I'm able to go in the champions locker room, it's a feeling of prestige to be part of the club of Masters champions. Sorry.
Your morning could use a hand. Taco Bell steak and egg AM crunch wrap with a hash brown inside. A whole breakfast in one hand.
Since the dawn of time, humankind has faced danger in its quest for prosperity and progress. From villages arise cities. From cities arise empires. And once close allies become the bitterest of enemies. What will your story be? Forge of Empires, now for browser, iPad, and iPhone. Play free at FOE.tv.
Marcia, what happened?
Peter hit me in the nose with a football.
No, sweetheart.
Shut up!
Marcia, eat a Snickers.
Why?
You get a little hostile when you're hungry. Better? Better.
Marcia, Marcia, Marcia.
Today, the electronics industry is helping propel our world, and it's creating new career opportunities. Businesses are looking for qualified employees to join their workforce. If you're interested in beginning a career in electronics, this might be an opportunity for you. The School of Electronics Technology at ITT Technical Institute can help you develop skills and knowledge that you can use to pursue an entry-level position in this field. We strive to make these learning opportunities accessible and affordable. Our programs of study are designed to teach the knowledge to help you get started. Students are exposed to practical applications of basic electronics and computer principles. And ITT Tech is working to keep education within your financial reach. Make a choice that can make a difference. Scholarships and financial aid are available for students who qualify. Call 866-286-1180 or visit us on the web. ITT Technical Institute. Education for the future.
Not again. I didn't know you guys were watching last night. Thank you guys. It means a lot. Thank you. What are you talking about, stuff? I had that 27-10 last night, and today, chicken curry. 54 points last week, and the next day, curry stew.
Yeah, but stuff, I don't think
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. It means a lot. I lace them up every night for guys like you.
Who was that guy? I don't know. Seems like the chicken, though.
Super Tuesday presented by Cree LED Lighting at 7 Eastern. It's the Hawkeyes and the Hoosiers. Then at 9, the pursuit of perfection continues for Kentucky as John Calipari's Cats battle the upset-minded Dogs. Iowa, Indiana at 7. And number 1, Kentucky, Georgia at 9. That's tonight on ESPN. And it's time for the NFL Insider's Notebook. Let's go back to Ed Werder, who's in Dallas, so appropriately. What are you hearing about DeMarco Murray, Ed?
Well, Susie, the NFL rushing champion is going to consider all offers, but I'm told he'll likely return to the Cowboys if the offer the team makes him is equal to or financially similar to those he receives from other teams as an unrestricted free agent. With quality teams like the Colts, Cardinals, and perhaps even the Seahawks potentially looking for a starting running back, Murray's a vigorous free agent market, even though that has not recently been the situation for running backs, a position devalued in the NFL.
Seems like value's been going up lately. Right, Ed, the Jets involved in talks with Percy Harvin.
Yeah, they've had conversations with Percy Harvin about a revised contract that would allow the Jets to keep the wide receiver at a lower compensation level, but I'm told neither side is optimistic that the goal will be realized. Both sides are motivated to resolve Harvin's future in advance of the March deadline for his 2015 salary to be guaranteed. Free agency starts March 10th, as we know. Both would like the Harvin situation resolved before then.
Adam, what do you know about a star from another sport down under trying to make the Niners?
Well, Susie, see this guy right here? See the highlights? This is the newest San Francisco 49er. They may play him at running back. They may play him as return specialist, but his name is Jared Hayne. He's an Australian rugby star. He announced yesterday that he's joining the 49ers, who he chose over teams like the Seahawks and Lions. He's 6'2", 226 pounds, runs the 40 in 4.53 seconds. And obviously 14 teams that scouted him. Remember, the 49ers once signed Ronaldo Nehemiah. They now have a Australian rugby star on the roster.
Okay, Mark, just a week to go with free agency. nuttiest time of the year for a GM?
Oh, it's crazy. That guy's going to have to work on some ball security. He's got a lot of training to do.
Here comes NFL Live.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another edition of NFL Live. So glad you're here with us. Trey Wingo here with Mark Brunell, Jeff Saturday, and the bus, Jerome Bettis. We are just under 2 months away from the 2015 draft. 58 days at the time of this show, to be exact. And with the #1 overall pick, Tampa certainly getting a head start on their due diligence. Jameis